Welcome back to NewsMakers. We are with Antony, Gough, Sheryl, Sutherland and Chris Hutching. Well, he has been a central fixture in the Kiwi consciousness for generations, one of our greatest entertainers. And this week, the nation bid haere to Sir Howard Morrison. Your thoughts, your reflections? Was he an entertainer through your life to date, Sheryl?
Well, he was a background, I guess, to when I was growing up in the olden days when I was young, and I listened to a lot of his music. He and his music hasn't impinged upon me the way they obviously have on other people, but then maybe I haven't got any musical bones in my body. Oh. But I was intrigued to see that he's actually Timora Morrison's uncle. So obviously showbiz must run in the family. Yes, yes. And you are a Shortland Street junkie, are you? Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. We're not in Guatemala now, are we? That's right, Dr. Rapata. Indeed. Antony, your impressions on Sir Howard?
I think it's always sad to see an iconic figure like him pass away. I have to say, of late, I haven't heard that much from him, so he's been in a sort of quieter mode, but he was certainly a very important part of New Zealand, and it's sad to see him move on. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it was very sad. I guess he must have, had an idea that it was coming, because those tribute programs, I guess, were in response to that. Actually, I do believe that one of the quartet died since that time as well, but I'm afraid I can't remember his name. Yes, that rings a bell. Yeah, absolutely. But they were great to see on that show. Yes, I think that was, recorded just before Christmas last year, wasn't it? Yeah. Meanwhile, when it comes to great New Zealanders, you may have seen in the news this week that TV1 commissioned this research on who is the greatest living New Zealander, and Sir Edmund Hillary, who sadly passed away 18 months ago, won the poll. An IQ test wasn't attached to this poll, I should point out, but we thought we'd ask our esteemed panel, who do you think is the greatest living New Zealander? I do want to point out that Sir Howard's died, Sir Peter Blake's died, Sir Edmund Hillary has died as well. Who springs to mind? Chris? It would have to be Gary Moore, wouldn't it? I mean, he keeps getting asked to go on radio shows and he's not fading away. Right. Sheryl, save us. Well, following on from that, I thought long and hard about the greatest living New Zealanders, and I decided it's people like good financial planners, people like excellent journalists, people like property developers, people like cameraman, and people like talk show hosts like yourself. No. Of course we are the greatest because we support the greatest. And more importantly, we are living. Exactly. Yes. That's always an advantage when you're doing a poll for the greatest living New Zealanders. It does help, yes. Antony, who was it for you? Well, I think it had to be, being one-eyed as we are in Canterbury, I think Colin Meads would have to hit the top of the pops there. So that would be my call. We certainly lead New Zealand in that football arena, and we need to go out and tell people that's where we're going to stay. All right. Now, we've got 60 seconds on the clock for the high flyers and low riders of the week, heroes and villains. We'll do a quick whip around. Mr. Hutching. Okay, maybe not that original, but those good folks that did do the civil defence work early in the morning, not talking about the ones at head office, but the ones on the local beaches. Yep. I'm sure they did an excellent job. And the other one that's been taking my notice a lot in this last week is the Crayfar dirty dairying family from the North Island. Yes. Who have brought shame upon our country and may have damaged our industry, goodness knows how much. Yes. Despite Mr. Crayfar's tears on the telly. Well, he's a nice chap. I love my calves. He said he would rather kill a person than his calves. Yes. Oh. Yes. Give him a chance. I've got about 10 seconds, Sheryl. Heroes was Colin Espiner for his hilarious article about Tigger and Eeyore, and villains would have to be John Key and Tim Lusk dancing around in their photo because they'd made so much money out of this poor electricity consumer. Beautiful. Antony, very quickly. Oh, it would have to be the cock-up of the national people in Wellington about the tsunami and Samoa not giving out the information. And the good thing is, people seem to think that City Mall is dying. I have to tell you, City Mall is not dying. There's been a row of shops open the last week or two. And I think that's fantastic. Get out and see them. Check out the Thai restaurant in Mayor Shoes, which is the new installation. There you go, free plug for Antony. For the pick of the week, we have chosen an image which has become an internet sensation. Look at this fishy
This has been called Homer fish because its source, its origins, is not known. It's a mysterious fish, and it really does look like Homer Simpson, doesn't it? Isn't that spooky? You can check it out on the net. Go Homer. And no, he was not responsible for the burnt-out donut in Springfield. The Newsmakers poll this week's question was the $3 million purchase of the Ellerslie Flower Show a wise investment? Yes or no? Email newsmakers@ctv.co.nz, vote on the web, mikeyardley.com, or use postman Pat, PO Box 1100 Christchurch. Do so and you'll be in to win the Whitcoulls gift card. All Christmas is coming. By the way, speaking of Whitcoulls, we have a special offer for you. The acclaimed chef Peter Gordon has a special luncheon event at the Canterbury Tales on Wednesday. Tickets are very limited for this. Whitcoulls is giving you the chance to win a signed copy of his latest book, A Culinary Journey, in conjunction with the event. Just call Lisa at Whitcoulls Casual Street from Monday, 977 3550. Whitcoulls Casual Street. Mention you saw this on CTV and you're in to win the book, the signed copy. Thank you very much to our panel, Sheryl Sutherland, Chris Hutching and Antony Gough. Go the Black Caps. Are we going to win, Sheryl?
I didn't know we were playing.
Now, that could be a good omen. That could be a good thing. Have a good weekend. Good night.